Upon finding out that he will indeed be sentenced criminally this Friday, Donald Trump completely melted down on Truth Social, just losing his mind.
Truth Social.
Posting, quote, "There has never been a president who was so evilly and illegally treated as I. Corrupt Democrat judges and prosecutors have gone against the political opponent of a president, me, at levels of injustice never seen before. Corrupt judges or judges so blinded by their hatred of me and my political ideology to make America great again are making a mockery of the United States judicial system, and the world is watching in disgust." None of that is true. The world is disgusted that Trump's getting away with it. Trump continues, "Deranged Jack Smith, the evil and sinister prosecutor appointed by crooked Joe Biden to take me down, was found to be illegally appointed by a corrupt DOJ and FBI, and all of his many charges against me were dropped or dismissed. His illegal raid of my home," by the way, not determined to be illegal, "will go down as one of the dirtiest tricks ever perpetrated by one candidate, a dumb as a rock, sleepy Joe Biden, on another. With all of this said, I still have confidence that the appellate courts will bring justice to America." Trump continuing, "I never falsified business records. It is a fake, made-up charge by a corrupt judge who is just doing the work of the Biden-Harris and Justice Department, an attack on their political opponent, me. He created a case where there was none, keeps a gag order on me so that I can't talk about how crooked he is. The fake news knows all about it, but they refuse to talk. He may be the most conflicted judge in New York State history. The accountant testified with total corroboration that the records were perfect and totally above board. A legal expense was called on the books a legal expense. There was nothing else it could have been called. By the way, endless. This guy is so triggered. He just can't stop. This was the so-called falsifying of records. I was hiding nothing. Everything was out in the open for all to see. Every legal scholar of note said there is no case against me. The judge should be disbarred. This is why people and companies are fleeing New York, a corrupt court system. In another crooked New York case, another corrupt judge, overturned 5 times on my case alone, and the most overturned judge in New York, valued Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida at $18 million when it is worth 50 to 100 times that amount. Note that Trump continues to be confused between the market value and the assessed value, and also claiming Mar-a-Lago is worth $1.8 billion, I guess, which is nuts. And he says, and then we have also in New York, the woman I never met, celebrity photo lines from 30 years ago don't count, who was awarded almost $100 million. A totally out of control Trump-hating judge presided. The Biden-Harris DOJ was involved, directly or indirectly. In each of these cases, I won against deranged Jack Smith. Okay, and then finally, and I apologize for subjecting you to this. This is one of the biggest Trump meltdowns we've seen. Trump continuing, every legal scholar and pundit, including the highly respected and sadly recently passed David Rivkin, as well as Jonathan Turley, Ellie Honig, Andy McCarthy, Alan Dershowitz, Greg Jarrett, Elizabeth Price Foley, Katie and Andy Cherkasky, Paul Ingrazia, and many others have unequivocally stated that the Manhattan DA's witch hunt is a non-existent case, which is not only barred by the statute of limitations, but on the merits should never have been brought. This illegitimate political attack is nothing but a rigged charade. Acting Justice Merchan, who is a radical partisan, just issued another order that is knowingly unlawful, goes against our Constitution, and if allowed to stand would be the end of the presidency as we know it. Merchan has so little respect for the Constitution that he is keeping in place an illegal gag order on me, your president and president-elect, just so I cannot expose his and his family's disqualifying and illegal conflicts. Trump really wants to go after the judge's family, doesn't he? And finally, Trump wrapping up, I am the only political opponent in American history not allowed to defend myself, a despicable First Amendment violation. There's an ellipsis there, and Trump goes on to one more part of this, but I'm going to skip that because I think I've subjected you to enough torture. For a guy who is getting away with it, for a guy who is going to get off scot-free without a single day behind bars, and he deserves it, doesn't he? It's crazy to be this sore of a winner. And if there's one thing we learned about MAGA, since they won everything on November 5th and Trump's cases are dismissed and he's not going to do jail time, if there is one thing we've learned, is these are some really, really sore winners. We'll see what happens at the sentencing on Friday. We've seen massive data breaches over the last year at a disturbing rate, exposing people's sensitive data on a massive scale. I feel safe because I use Aura, one of our sponsors. Aura will monitor the dark web to check if your personal info has been compromised, your emails, passwords, social security number. It'll keep an eye on credit accounts and it'll let you know if there's anything suspicious going on. And Aura can also scan your devices for malware, ransomware, viruses, and more. Aura even will provide parental controls to let your kids explore the internet safely with tools to filter harmful sites and limit screen time. Aura is an easy-to-use app that protects your identity, money, passwords, devices, and more, all in one place. Instead of using a dozen multiple services to do the same things, you get everything you need to stay safe online in one place. Go to aura.com/Pacman to try it for 2 weeks, totally free. With the free subscription, it'll take seconds to see if your personal data is already compromised. Protect yourself and your family now. The link is in the description.